Right, now let's have the service talking to the data access layer. And in here, we're going to have an interface that will allow us to switch implementations later on. So open up IntelliJ, and what I want you to do is to create a new class. So here, you're going to create a new class and you're going to name this as customer and then fake and then repository. There we go. And in here, I'm not going to add this. So this is actually using Git, so you can have this for reference. And let's also create another class. And this time will be an interface. And this will be customer. And then let's just call it repo. So repo, and then we have the repositories, which are the actual implementations. So here, I'm going to press enter. And now let's go back to customer service and let's grab this method here. So all of that, and we're going to go back to our interface. And let me just put this bigger. So I'm going to paste that. And here I'm going to say that this will be a list. So that will be a list of customers. So instead of a single customer, we want to return a list. And then here we can remove that implementation because this is an interface. And let's import. So we want to import the list. There we go, from Java util. And here say customers. Now we have a nice interface that multiple classes can implement. So inside of the fake repository, our fake repository, we're going to say that this implements and then customer and then repo. Now we have to override the get customer method, and there we go. So let me indent this properly. Let me actually just put it like that. And now I'm going to say in here, so I'm going to say arrays dot and then as list, and then I'm going to paste. So I'm going to paste that. So we have one customer, delete that and delete that. And in here, we're going to add a comma, duplicate that. And then this will be 2. And then this will be Jamila and then Ahmed. So you can actually pick whatever name you want, but this will be Jamila Ahmed. And there we go. So now we have 2 customers. So here, let me go back to project. And what we're going to do is inside of the customer repository, we also going to implement and then customer repo. There we go. And basically this class will be used later on to connect to a real database. So again, this class will be used to connect to a real database. So here, let's just say arrays dot, or actually we can say, I think we can say collections dot empty list. There we go. And I'm going to have a to do here. So this will be a to do connect to real DB, just like that. So this will be a to do. And now let's go back to our customer service. So here we're actually changing things. So this now, and you'll see how this is coming together. So this will be a list now instead of a single customer. There we go. And now instead of returning that, what we want is, so let me just say return null for now. So what we want is to have a reference. So basically a reference to the DAO layer. So currently we have an interface, so private and then customer repo. There we go. And now pass that inside of the constructor. And I forgot the final keyword in here. So let's add this to the constructor. There we go. And now we can say customer repo dot and then get customers. Now, obviously, we have a few things to do here. And that is, one, we have to go back to the controller, and this now has to be a list. So list, just like that, and then import list. There we go. And if I go back to the service right here, we still have an issue in here, right? And that's because we don't know which implementation to inject to this constructor right here. So again, you can see the power of dependency injection, right? So we can choose between two different implementations. So here, let me go ahead and say that the customer fake repository, so open that up, and here we're going to say that we want this class to be available as a bean. So here we're going to say add and then component, and then inside we can pass the value, and then I'm going to say fake. So this is the fake repository. And let me go back, and you can see that this now knows how to pick up that repository. And we also need to do the same for the customer repository. So in here, let's go ahead and say that this will be add and then component. And there we go. So now that we have things wired up, and you can see that we restructure things, and this is so that we have everything now connected. And here we have two implementations, right? So we actually have a fake, so fake DB as well, right? So we have a fake database in here. So now that we have things connected, next, let me go ahead and show you how you go about switching implementations and make sure that everything works fine.